right, thanks very much. Again, fireworks going off over Selection Square and Draft Town and Grant Park as Chicago's putting on another great hosting gig for another year of an NFL draft. Night 2 is over, as is everything inside this beautiful auditorium theater at Roosevelt University. Mike Mayock, Charles Davis, Rich Eisen, and the man, the coach of the hour, or the last couple of days for sure, of the Ohio State University, Urban Meyer, is here. Mike Mayock, your thoughts, impressions of night number 2 here at the draft?
First and foremost, congratulations to Coach on 10 Buckeyes. That's truly an amazing number, and it was reflected in all the wins. It was really cool. Secondly, Myles Jack, Jaylon Smith, I'm so happy for these kids. Nothing but class through a very difficult draft process, and it finally culminated in getting drafted and looking ahead at a future. And finally, back to football, we started today talking about how do you affect the pass game. I've counted 10 edge rushers that came off the board today in the second and third rounds, and all the interior guys that can get up the field. So you're seeing the influence of the Denver Broncos winning a Super Bowl by getting after quarterbacks.
And for me, going into this, we talked about would Cleveland do something at the top of this draft. Mike pointed out it before we started. If anyone had wanted to make a move for a quarterback there, they would have done it last night. We would have known it when we started. That didn't happen. But Connor Cook was thought to be that target if indeed someone was going to go get a quarterback. He still hasn't come off the board. Jacoby Brissett has come off the board from North Carolina State, right?
Cody
Kessler went to Cleveland from USC. But the big one, the one that made the most noise, Christian Hackenberg from Penn State, because it was such a polarizing debate. But you just knew someone was going to do it. But the New York Jets doing it, that indeed was something else, because they still say that Ryan Fitzpatrick may be in play. But think about that quarterback room if he's not there. 3 guys looking for confidence, looking to be leaders, and none of them have really done it under the fire so far, except Geno Smith.
What are your thoughts about tonight there, Coach?
Well, I thought the last 2 days were an educational experience for me to watch Mike and Charles work the way they did, and they put together all their stats. I'm going to share a lot of this with our team about the process and how it works, what people look for. And I also learned that watching these teams put together their teams very similar to we do.
Isn't that amazing?
And it starts in high school.
Yep.
And then how you put together when you start talking, it's a matchup game. It's a matchup game in high school too, and certainly in college, and it just works its way up.
Yep.
It used to work its way down, as you were saying.
Correct.
Now it's working its way up. It's a speed game. It's a horizontal run game.
Yep.
And it's also the short, quick passes. So it's a game of defensive ends, corners, quarterbacks, and receivers.
Yep.
But the one thing that I'm so proud to see Zeke Elliott go number 4, because you know what? You still better be tough, and you still better be able to run the football to win.
I agree.
And that I don't think that will ever change.
Yep.
And Coach, there was a high school team honored here tonight. Did you recruit a couple of those kids?
Well, they head down there right now.
I think that's an illegal bump.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do
We've
that.
got at least another minute to go in this segment right here. Jaylon Smith, Myles Jack going at the top of the draft was a really emotional way to start it. And you mentioned Connor Cook fell all the way through to day 3. He is sitting right there. The question is when do you think he's going to go, and who else is up there, bold-faced name, you think, for day 3?
I'm not as blown away by that as Charles, I think you are, and I had him in the second round because I thought he was going to go. But all my conversations with teams have been about, hey, is he Kirk Cousins? He doesn't blow you away physically, but can he be Kirk Cousins? What round did Kirk Cousins go in?
4th.
He went in the 4th round. So eventually in this league, comparables find their water. And I think he'll go tomorrow in the 4th round. And at the end of the day, just use it. Just use it. Come into camp ready to go, and the kid can make a living in the NFL. That's all you can ask for.
And, we had all the big guys that we were talking about going into it, and we had a number of them that were left after round 1. Ashawn Robinson, Jaron Reed from Alabama, Reggie Ragland is a big thumping linebacker. Andrew Billings from Baylor was another guy thought to be in that mix of those big defensive tackles in the 1st round. He's still sitting out there. And so people are wondering what's going on there, and they'll figure that out starting tomorrow.
As the middle of the 2nd round started to finish up, in the 3rd round, you can see they were starting to fill people with athletic linebackers and safeties and corners, the guys that they have to fill their team with special teams players. And so it's just interesting to see how that – it's no different than us building a team. I keep going back to that. You build that team, and you have to fill them with special teams players as well.
22 defenders taken in the second round. That set a common era draft record for most defensive players in the second round, on a night where Ohio State University set a record with 10 players.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well,
that's it.
There you go.
That's it for Urban Iyer. See, I'm not saying the M out of respect. And Ike Ayotte. I'm Rich Eisen and Charles Davis. Fireworks going off here in Chicago. We'll see you Saturday, bright and early.